Hola, hello, and hey y'all. Welcome to I'm Just Saying with Miss Blockchain, Samantha Benitez. Today I have a very special guest with me, Miguel Angel. He is a world famous astrologer, and we're very lucky to have him here with us today. Can you hear me well, Miguel?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
All right, perfect. So welcome to I'm Just Saying, my little talk show here on Twitch. And just so you guys know, if anyone's joining us via YouTube or Facebook or anything like that, please join us at the twitch.tv Miss Blockchain 420 in order to be able to join in our chat today. And you definitely want to do that. So if you have any questions or anything from Miguel today, he will be able to answer them for you. So thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come and join me and join us
It's a
here.
pleasure. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you. And so, I'm very curious. First of all, I want to tell everybody that I had a reading, right? A session, a reading with you not too long ago, and I was so impressed that I then have purchased readings for my friends, right? And they're all impressed, and so it's just totally amazing. And if you get the opportunity, I want you guys to, really, ask your questions today. A few lucky people will get some sample readings. So, jump into the chat, make sure you say hello to us. And, hopefully you'll be one of the lucky ones to get a reading today, a little sample reading anyway, right? So, my first question to you, Miguel, I just wanted to know, like, when and how you discovered your gift.
At a very, well, first, at a very early age, I was always curious about the metaphysical world, science fiction. I grew up during the era of Star Wars. So anything that was like mysterious, mystical, I was always trying to tune in. And inside of me, I knew there was something. Then the second part was in 2013 when my life completely changed, where I lost my marriage, my job, I relocated. And during my healing process, I started feeling more sensitive,
Mm-hmm.
intuitive, psychic, and I was able to develop psychic abilities very easily then,
Mm-hmm.
like naturally.
Yeah. Did you have someone to to guide you or lead you or help you into finding
There
your
was,
gifts?
yes, there
Mm-hmm.
was many teachers that came that explained me how energy works, taught me the basics of meditation, and then from there I went on myself.
Uh-huh. So how many? So you've been doing readings, and you also do other things as well, right? Spiritual guidance. Do you guide other people in their journeys as well?
Yes, I do. Mostly my main thing is through astrology because that's when I become aware of the individual and what they've been through, what they're going through, and how they can actually work on the current seasons that are ahead of them. I do all various types of works when it comes to energy healing. I do have various certifications that I don't even present on my website. Actually, I am a Reiki Master, Chios Master Crystal Healer Practitioner. I have been working so much with different modalities, but I always saw myself able to teach others how to heal themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I always wanted to see myself and see others as I see myself
Right.
equal. Like we are all gifted, we
Mm-hmm.
are all psychics, we are all healers, we are all clairvoyant or um, mediumship and all those things that we work on our gifts. So as I develop mine more and more and more, I wanted just to teach others how to develop theirs.
Right. Yeah, I too, I believe that all of us have inside of us, the ability to do things, but it's kind of difficult. A lot of us, including myself, obviously, don't tap into that because there's so many other obstacles, so many other things that I guess like take our brain cells. We're stuck on TV, and we're stuck on worrying about other things and so many complicated things in our lives and our families and things like that. I think that's something people with the gift that has tapped into their gift like you have. I think you really had to, like you said, it was a reset in your life, and you had to sit down and really tap into your inner being in order to reveal that gift that you have. And I think that's a lot of us. Just going to like the trip that we took with the tribe and things like that. It was just amazing. Like, we seen one guy, and he was like, "Yeah, I speak 11 languages," and we're talking about people that don't even have electricity other than their solar things. But then again, when you think about it, it's like, okay, well, he's not worried about the sports on TV or what the Kardashians are doing, or entertainment and having all this other outside influence. So he's able to use his gift of learning all these languages and stuff like this, and he's like a young guy. So I think that a lot of times that that hinders us from our gifts that we do have. If anyone has any questions, or if you want a sample reading, make sure that you drop something in the chat, and we'll get with you. In the meantime, because I know that you do astrology and things like that, and overall, can you tell us what you feel? Because when we spoke before, I will tell you that I remember you telling me that that you knew about COVID, not necessarily what it was, but you knew something was going to happen that was major in the world. Can you tell us like how you saw that and what you saw, and then tell us what you see coming in the future, because I'm interested in that, and I'm sure everyone is.
So when it comes to astrology, we cannot never see the future, but we see aspects. So we see different energies that can relate to an event that creates an event. And the way that we, as individuals, we are the ones that are influencing planets. Mm-hmm. And it creates something, it manifests into. As a collective, it happens too. So the more that we actually send signals to the universe with our minds, with our emotions, we co-create with that. Okay? Mm-hmm. So on December 21st, 2019, I think it was 2019 or 2020. I cannot remember which year was it. I think it was 19. Mm-hmm. It was the year of COVID. It was 2020, right? All yes. 2020. Yes. Okay, so it was actually 2019. On December 24, 2019, we had a very strong alignment that dealt with Jupiter and Saturn, and it came perfectly in conjunction at 0 degrees Aquarius. And that's what they call the age of Aquarius. Now, as an astrologer, or even astrologers, when we see that, we see major events happening in the area of Aquarius, which Aquarius deals with technology, it deals with the collective, it deals with public, it deals with the world. Now, Saturn brings lessons, teaching lessons or restrictions. It brings us fear. It brings us something very big that we actually grow from. And then Jupiter amplifies that by even bringing more teaching lessons, or it relates to international, the entire world. So when those two planets came in conjunction, we knew that something was going to happen. What? All we knew it was related to people, mm-hmm. technology, and even people wanting their own freedoms. Uh-huh. Because that's what Aquarius relates to. It relates to having freedom.
And that definitely took our freedom, for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Saturn restricts you, so it restricts us with our freedoms collectively for the whole world. Yeah. And it brought an event to the world as also fears, because mm-hmm. Saturn brings fears. So what we see coming up in 2022, it's another strong cycle that, normally this cycle happens every 18 years, and that's related to the North Node, which is transits around the wheel in the zodiac wheel every 18 years. So the slower the cycle, the much more impactful it is. So we're coming to a new one that is going to be in the sign of Taurus and in the sign of Uranus. So I know that this is being recorded, but I feel and I see that where, depending on what we are actually influencing as a collective, especially right now with the area of financial and technology, there will be a huge, birth of something new that it comes to something in the financial world will change. But it of course is depending on how we influence ourselves. So if we influence that as a collective, then that's what's going to happen. I feel that it's related to crypto money.
Well, that's good news for us, right?
Yes, because it is very good news, because you're dealing with a placement that it's not a planet, it's actually a lunar node, which is, we call it the North Node. In Vedic astrology, we call it Rahu. Well, whenever we deal with Rahu, it's going to conjunct Uranus. And guess what? Uranus rules Aquarius. So again, we're having to deal with Aquarius energy with Taurus combined, and Taurus, it deals with financial. So when that lunar comes and enters Taurus, which it enters there every 18 years, and it hits Uranus right now at the same time, which is sometime next year. I say sometime either early summer, late summer, or by the end of the year the most, that something can happen in the area of the financial world. And the reason it comes as a huge purpose, because Rahu, or the North Node, it desires to transform. It brings purpose. So it's an event that is unpreventable. So it will happen regardless. Whenever we deal with, in our charts as individuals as well, I learned that whenever the North Node transits or starts to conjunct our planets, events happens. And there is times that I did kind of predict on some of people's charts of the scenarios that could happen, and they did.
Right.
Separation, divorce, maybe a gain of a job, loss of a job, or a gain of a home, or some type of maybe sickness, or maybe improving their health. It all depends what the alignments are and what actually the type of energy that could be influenced upon. Again, in 2022, if everything goes well, it will be good for all of us. But it all depends what we are actually preaching, what we're telling people about, and they're sending in a signal in their consciousness to the universe, and that aligns with that. That's what happened with COVID. Like, first, it only needed just like a certain percentage of people fearing it, and it became like a plague. Like it just spread. And of course, even fear creates more sicknesses. So it just took a little bit for that to be influenced. And what is the best way to be influenced? Through television.
Oh, absolutely. Media.
What we're reading about. What are people telling us? Especially those that are in higher leadership or government or religion. Once they tell us something that we might consider believing, or telling us what to believe, then that just becomes very strong in the conscious. And it's a collective conscious. And it's just that signal to the universe, and it creates it. And I think as I look in astrology, all the events that happen worldwide, it's all related to that. It's all how we actually influence. So imagine millions of people are tuning into the TV, and they send a signal. And sometimes I wonder if the people at high leadership know what's happening up in the planet, that they know what to throw to the public at the right time, at the right moment, so it happens.
Okay. And collectively, I am sure that I'm sure that crypto, like you said, and I'm sure collectively that is going to definitely be a huge thing in 2022 for various reasons. Number one, just the thing with COVID, you know, at that point, a lot of places were not taking cash money because, you know, of the germs that they were afraid of having. Also, there's so many unbanked people, but with crypto, anyone basically that has Wi-Fi service can have a wallet and can access, you know, crypto like that. So, you know, I do see that being, you know, taking over the banking industry and things like that. So, you know, I'm pulling, and I'm sure that our troops are making sure that we go in that direction for sure. I do have a couple of people that have given information for readings. Do you want to? Do you just need their?
Yeah. Let's see who we have here.
I have one that's I am Dej. He's March 3rd, 1978 at 1:10, and confirm. I believe that Dej was born in Panama City, or let's see, somewhere.
Yeah,
in
we need
Panama.
here's where I punch the information. Really, I don't need a real name. I just need I need the exact time, location, and of course, date of birth.
If somebody just knows AM hours and not the exact day time, can you do that, or do you need an exact time also?
Exact time will be better because I can look more deeply into it.
Okay. So I am Dej. You were born in Panama City. Okay, so we have Dej. D-E-D.
It's March 3rd.
Yes, March 3rd, 1978 at 1:10 p.m.
Okay, let me just put this at reference. What is the person's name? Dej?
D-E-D-G-H.
Okay, let me just put it like this. Okay.
Male.
Is it a female or male?
Male.
Okay, male.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to March 3rd.
March 3rd, 1978.
1978. The time?
1:10 p.m.
I see that. 1:10 p.m. We put 1:10. The time is very important so we can align with the houses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Panama City, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, so we go to Panama. Panama. Is it Panama? Oh, no, here it is, Panama
yes.
City.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Panama City.
It.
Here we go.
Perfect.
Okay. Let me stop, bring this screen here so I can see better in front of it.
Okay.
No. Share the screen once again so we can see. Okay, let's look into this person's birth chart. And let me give me 1 second to. For some reason, most of the people that you have sent me or connected to you are having the same issue with mothers.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 second here. So this person is a Pisces, ascending Gemini. Okay, so this person is one of the main purpose here that I see here right away. I'm just going to go straight to what the purpose is related to relationship. Possible multiple relationships that have ended in matrimony, possibly either marriage or just relationships in general. When it comes to love, though, there's, as we can see right here, let's go into where I'm looking at right here. Here's the North Node, where we're talking about the North Node, which is Rahu is in Libra. That means that this person is a huge Libra. This person could be very hugely codependent of relationships or wanting relationship with a huge desire. Also, Pluto is there, so it brings sudden endings, death, rebirth, and relationships, which is in the 4th house, is related to home. Also, possibly, this person had a very strong purpose or lesson to learn related with mother, because we have Lilith in Cancer in the 1st house, and then we have the 4th house, which is Cancer, and then we have all that relationship activity as well. What I see here is that this person, if this person has any type of like problems in the relationship with his mother, all relationships will fail.
Mm.
The lesson to learn here, according to this chart for this person, is to have a good relationship with the mother, or heal the relationship with the mother to have a good relationship with all partnerships. It could be even also in business, related to women mostly. So if this person has, or depending on he's 70 age, so is 43 or 42 years old, depending on, like in the beginning, maybe he had a lot of that, maybe not anymore. Possibly, maybe already found marriage, but if he has not found marriage or a stable relationship, it's due to that.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, if this person is in a relationship and is having issues, it's because of that. Now, this person has Lilith in the first house. That means that this person has a little bit of a shadow, dark side that needs to be balanced. Also could be a very sexual, attractive person. Others could be sexually attracted to this person, or he could be sexually attracted to others. But needs to be aware that Lilith in the first house can be, wait a second, if it's a male,
Yes.
there's a huge chance that this person likes men, possibly. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Possibly. I say about 80 or 90% of the men that I work with that have a Lilith in the first house, they like women. I'm sorry, men. And the reason why is because Lilith is the most feminine aspect in astrology. So wherever Lilith sits, it brings a lot of feminine energy. The first house is the house of self. It's him. Right here, you see where it says number 1. This is him right here, this first house. Mm-hmm. So not only that, his Cancer, the zodiac, the sign of Cancer, is ruling the entire first house. So that's more feminine energy. There's possible that either he has problems with women or mother, or also he feels a lot as a woman. Possibly. Mm-hmm. Those are the aspects that I see here for this person. But for sure, the purpose in life is related to relationship. It's like he came here to experience everything about relationship, and his desire is to find commitment, loyalty, and to settle down in a home, to have, to be with someone and to share that with that person, everything. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of here things related to marriage. Mm-hmm. Okay, now let me see the current season that he's going through. Now, when we look at secondary progress, is what's happening right now. So there was a time that even when he was growing up, possibly had some type of addictions, because Lilith, is coming to an end of it. You see where when we actually open up his natal, his Lilith is here. Now it goes counterclockwise and it enters the 12th house. Maybe sometime when this person was growing, has some type of addictions or some type of fears in the subconscious mind, or nightmares, or it was afraid of solitude as well too, at some point, of being alone. Mm-hmm. Oh wow, this is strong. Okay, when we talk about astrology in secondary progress, the moon, the progress moon goes around the zodiac wheel every 30 years. Every 30 years, it goes counterclockwise. So every time it enters a house or a zodiac, there's an event happening. Right now, there's a huge event happening either now or is about to happen very soon. And it's a 30-year cycle event. The moon is about to actually hit the ascendant, which that only happens every 30 years, maybe 2-3 times in a lifetime for all of us. Mm-hmm. So at his current age right now, it's hitting. This is what could happen when it hits the ascendant. Either something changes about this person, it's an image as an individual, okay? Maybe possibly finds a new relationship or ends relationship, mm-hmm. or also moves to a different place, relocation. There is many aspects when it comes to the ascendant when the moon hits there. And it's about to happen in 1 month starting officially. So it's been 30 years since the last time it happened. So it's happening again, where something is happening as a cycle, a very strong one. Whenever I see a moon hitting the ascendant, it's like a reset button, mm-hmm. because there's 12 houses. So every house is like a story. When the moon comes to the last 12th house, It's what we call the season of endings. So he's barely coming to the season of endings, ending a relationship, a job, ending something that no longer has passion for or desire for, maybe ending of where he lives, or maybe old friends. During that time, possibly he was maybe having some type of addictions or drinking too much or wanting to be alone, because the 12th house is Pisces, and that's a subconscious level. So it's coming to an end in a month. It's been there for almost 3 years, that season, and that's it. After a month, and starting next month, it's like reinstalling a computer. Everything comes fresh, brand new, and then this person gets to decide when the moon enters the first house. Now it's, what does he want to do with himself? What does he want to do with his life? And now it's able to manifest much more easily. When the moon is in the 12th house, it's very difficult to manifest because nothing works out because of the endings. You can't start anything new. Anything that you start new, it doesn't work out. Now he's able to start new things starting next month. And he waited almost 3 years. Well, 3 years, and before that, even 30 years as well.
Mm-hmm. And now it's time. It's time for him to take off.
It's time to actually just decide if he wants a new job, if he wants to move, if he wants to new relationship, if he doesn't have one, or improve anything in his life, improve anything in himself. It's a time just to do anything that he wants, and it will happen.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so, what do you like? Is there something in the future coming up that you can see for him?
Possible move, or maybe he already did the move into moving a new house. And also, he's also having a season that is dealing with very high public image, which is right here, Jupiter in the 11th house. I see in the years ahead having a lot of success with public or even in career. It's almost like, it reminds me of the same Jupiter that Robert had in his chart, that is entering public and then career. When it's coming into the highest point of the chart, the midheaven, it brings success. But there's a challenge for this person. This challenge is Lilith. So this person can be triggered very easily, especially maybe related to women or men, both actually. Mm-hmm. Lilith is riding along, so it wants to bring shadows. It wants to bring, an energy other than love. Mm-hmm. So his greatest challenge is to actually see everybody as he sees himself. Gotcha. If he judges or he judges himself, that Jupiter gets depleted. It doesn't shine. So if he sees the world as he sees himself, so if he loves himself and then he loves everyone else, including God, then that Jupiter goes very beyond in the area of public. It's just that Jupiter wants to bring a lot in public, and in the way in the next 10 years related to career, a foundation related to public as well. This person also has what we call late success. Mm-hmm. But a lot of issues that possibly went through mother or women, or him as a male, feeling of woman as well too at times. And still his purpose in life is, no matter what, the North Star will always be in Libra. So now his purpose is also financial, gaining finances, or probably even having some type of security in his marriage when it comes to finances, or finding both security and marriage at the same time. Uh-huh. But there was a lot of possible heartbreaks here because of Pluto and Libra, like sudden endings that really die and couldn't bring back to life.
Mm-hmm. I got you. So, how can he overcome Lilith's influence? How can he overcome
if he has, I see here, that Lilith is very strong in Cancer. So anything related to mom, if he has not healed a relationship with his mom or a certain woman, it shows here mom or women in general. Mm-hmm. If he has not healed that, then all those things will be hit, and they will be triggered somehow by whatever he listens or sees. And also remember that this this male he was born with the Lilith in the first house, so he's a Lilith, and Lilith doesn't like to be told what to do. They have possibly even issues with their sexuality, where like they don't just want to be controlled by others. So he has this very high water, but it's like dark water of insecurities. So he's very insecure at times. He doesn't trust very easily because, again, I keep seeing maybe related to his childhood, related to mom, or something that happened at home. It could be many things with the Lilith in Cancer. It could be some type of abuse at home from mother, father, or just in general, just with the mom, or witness something as a very small boy. Like there's so many things that happen at home for him.
And I know that Lilith is a very strong presence to have, because I know she's all over me, right? and like you said, basically everyone around me, it seems like Lilith really pops up in their readings that they have. So I know.
Yeah, it's just another Lilith. I mean, when you brought me some people, they had the Lilith in Cancer. I'm like, wow, another one. So, and not only that, it's Lilith cycles around the zodiac wheel every 9 years. So you're bringing people close to your age, which have it, and now you're bringing people that are 9 years younger and they have it.
Right.
So it's a strong Lilith, and having Lilith in Cancer is very strong. It's too much feminine energy, way too much, and feminine can become very insecure if it's overloaded.
And I am obviously like attracted to other people with that that Lilith in their that comes up with them, because like you said, like other people that I've sent, it seems like that it always seems to hit that way. Somebody will talk to you and they'll come back and they'll first thing they mention is Lilith, and I'm like, well, of course. Of course. So she's very strong with me as well. And Dej, if you have any questions right quick, you can put it in there. If anyone else has their date of birth, their time, and location of birth, we have one, Miguel, and she just doesn't know her exact time of birth, but she knows it's a.m. Can you do like close for her?
I could only do times like that when I work with the person directly, so we can actually look at events and manage it. If I actually put a time, I'm gonna create something that is not or even related to.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, but I prefer not to create anything that is not there in astrology, because remember, we're influencing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, she says she's trying to get in touch with her mom. She's not answering the phone, but
anyone else? I think we have 17 people here. So anyone else that has their exact time.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, make sure if anyone else, just drop in your date of birth, your time, and we do need the date of birth including the year, your time and your location of birth, so that he can pull that up for you. It would be very interesting for you guys. And Victoria, keep trying to call Mama there and see if she's got anything. Toya, do you have your information? Would you like to drop in there?
What's your Zoe? Is that blockchain Zoe? I think she said that she has. It's like, I want a reading, but I know I'm going to get called out. What does she mean by that? It's like, I want a reading, but I know I'm going to get called out.
Oh, yeah. she might need hers in private.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's what she meant. She's like, I know. It's like, okay, then she's afraid she's gonna get called out.
Yeah, she might need hers in private because her mom and daddy's in here. So.
Yeah. Anyone else? Time and day for. Okay.
Okay, give me, let's see. All right, Zoe's is October 17th.
All right, give me 1 second. Let me get out of here. Let me edit this person here. Okay, what is it?
October 17th.
Year?
What year were you born, Zoe? My mind just went blank. I got to find her. I got to find her date of birth here. Yeah, 2002. I knew that. I'm trying to look.
2002?
Yeah.
Okay. And the time?
Time of birth is 10:45 a.m.
Location?
New Orleans.
Is it New Orleans, LA? Louisiana? No,
Yes.
Island.
Yeah. Los Angeles.
Yeah,
I
Louisiana.
mean, Los Angeles, Louisiana.
Okay, New Orleans, Louisiana. Okay, let's see. Okay, there's a progression. Let's go to NATO first. Oh my God.
Uh-oh.
Wow. Give me 1 second. Oh, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. That's too much here. Okay. She's very young still, but okay, so she's a Libra, ascending Sagittarius. Being a born Sagittarius, guess what? Whenever you're born, you don't live in that country, you live in another country because Sagittarius is international. So her being ascending Sagittarius, that puts her in another country as she actually gets older, which she already is.
That's
in another
right.
country. Okay,
Yes, she
because
is.
it's international. Now she is a Libra, a very strong. It's like she's a Libra on steroids. Like very strong Libra character that she has. She could be very indecisive. Codependency could be very strong too. Look at this. Look at her North Node. Her North Node is right on the DC line. Her purpose in life is relationship as well. Like just like the last individual, it was in Libra.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the DC line, it's a strong Libra energy. So she's here to learn everything about relationship, but there is something related to her relationships that she needs to experience first. Saturn is in the 7th house, which is Libra. She's going to learn. Here's the thing. Whenever I help a woman that is very young with this placement, I can only tell you this. You have to be very cautious and know your worth when you pick someone for a relationship. And whenever you pick someone for a relationship or choose to be someone in a relationship, it must not be out of codependency, need of love, or that person as well too. Because if you are dwelling in the energy of codependency or seeking, Saturn will bring many, many divorces, separations. She has less success in relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Less success in relationship. Purpose in relationship. Now, in the future, around the age of, I gotta look at this one. There is something in that comes as a form of destiny with someone. She has a Lilith in the 4th house, which is Cancer as well. She's inheriting you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, see?
Of course, she has that Lilith, right?
in the fourth house, which is Cancer as well.
Mhm.
So like at home, family, and even not just home and family with, it's like even with her marriage. Oh my God, she's a Lilith woman. It's the same thing as, even look how much apart they are, like 78 in this one, where you see how the male that we were working, his Lilith was in the first house, right?
Uh-huh.
This is a house of Aries. She has a Lilith in Aries. She's a Lilith too. So she doesn't like to be told what to do
That's true.
at all. Like she doesn't like to be controlled. Is she's very she can easily get triggered. Have, it's an Aries, so it's a very fiery, strong character that she might have. Like she doesn't trust very easily as well, very insecure, and she's very intuitive because Lilith also brings abilities of psychic when it comes to the fourth house. She
Mhm.
is very psychic. She has a moon in Pisces, so she likes creativity, possibly singing, art, playing instruments, dancing, painting.
Mhm.
But one, two, at the age of 6 or 7, something changed in her life, or 8, or 5, 5, 6, 7, 8. She became a Scorpio.
Mhm.
Now she has a very strong character, intense character with Scorpio. She has a Juno in Libra. Your daughter is here to experience everything about marriage. Like in relationships, it could be in love, even in business, but she has great challenges when it comes to, especially with her mind. Look at the Saturn in Gemini. Another challenge that she has is becoming a mastermind, that she actually controls her thoughts rather than her thoughts controlling her.
Mhm.
But that North Node, she's in the DC, it's very strong. She's here to experience relationship with someone,
Uh-huh.
or according to the center, possibly many. Like when I see a woman with the Saturn in the seventh house, they get married at some time late, whatever, their 20s, and then again in their 30s, and then again in their 40s, and then possibly again even their 50s. So
Mhm.
they have multiple marriages that all of them brought them lesson, and that's the purpose that it connects to the North Node, learning about relationship. She has a very strong Scorpio energy. Let me see what's happening right now with her. She has a huge dark area of her like character, but it's like she has Libra, which is ruled by Venus. That's a lot of love, and then she has this Lilith with Scorpio energy, which is the other side of the opposite of love. So she's like somewhere in between. Okay. Look at the Saturn right now in progression.
Mhm.
It's in conjunction with the DC. Right now, she's at the highest peak of learning about relationships, or maybe she is fearful of relationship or doesn't want relationship, even if at some level she wants it deeply anyways. But this one kind of like puts a restriction on it. Whenever restrictions come in, it makes us feel something that we don't want it, or we don't want to deal with it, or I don't want to know about that. But that's what Saturn does. Saturn does the job and actually restricting a relationship somehow. Your daughter is about to end the season of Scorpio. I don't know, for the last, there was some transformation within her for the last 2 years within herself, even maybe losing friends or adding new friends at the same time. Um, there's a lot of Scorpio energy in her right now.
Mhm.
The progressed moon is about to enter the 12th house very soon. So now it's like, and how much time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In 8 months, it begins. 8 months from now, she may be desired to maybe isolate herself, maybe spend more time at home, maybe just try to go very deeply within herself, subconsciously as well, to know more about herself. It comes with a huge transformation.
Mm-hmm.
My advice is not to get married young.
And you said not to get married young? Is that what you said?
No, do not get married young.
Mm-hmm. You hear that, Zoe? Take
I would
notes.
wait. It's good to have a relationship but no commitment. I mean, she can have a boyfriend but no commitment. If she gets into the area of commitment at a very young age, it will bring her some very deep wounds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really hurt her that will, and I'm having a headache just by saying this, but it will take her hopes of relationship. It's like, imagine that she came here to learn everything about relationships. So if you came to learn, you need to experience what it is to be brokenhearted, what it is to be betrayed, what it is to be in love, what it is to be compassionate, or whatever, with anything with relationship. But at this very young age, looking at this, it hasn't happened yet because she's very young. So I suggest that she gets married or has a commitment with someone at home or living with, sharing everything, not till her 30s.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's better if she learns the relationship with herself first, very deeply, like gets prepared, or else it will fail. I'm sorry, but if she has a very early relationship, even in her early 20s or mid 20s, these alignments come very strong that I don't see it working out.
Mm-hmm.
It won't last, and it will be grieving of some kind when it comes to an end. I'm so sorry, but
Hey, you know
marriage,
what?
yeah.
It's you were just stating what is there, and hey, I wish I would have had that warning too when I was 19, right?
Normally, when I see these alignments, it's for a woman actually on my age or her 50s, and I can tell her it's different. And then they tell me, listen, I got married so many times and I got betrayed or cheated. And then I tell them, okay, you have learned your lessons. Now you can choose differently.
Yes.
But with her, since she's very young, she has not entered that cycle of relationship. And I have worked with some young women, and the best advice I could tell them is not to get married at a young age. If I would actually advise her to actually build her career or her passion or whatever she likes. It's okay to have a boyfriend, but no commitment,
Mm-hmm.
no ring, no marriage, no moving in, not sharing everything, because she needs to learn more about herself, the relationship with herself or with others as well. If she has, say, a relationship, how old is she right now? She's
19.
Okay, say she has a relationship, and this is 5, this is 10. If she has a relationship by the age of 29, that one will fail too. Like marriage, it's like she has late success in marriage.
Uh-huh.
It's best to become like a Capricorn woman. A Capricorn woman will actually work on herself, learn about herself, build her foundation, have her own money, have her own home, her own everything, her own bank accounts, and she is very she's not codependent of others, and then she'll be able to bring someone in her life that is like that. But right now, if she doesn't have all those things, it's like she attracts people that are codependent of her, or that she's codependent of them, and even in love.
Mm-hmm.
She's a Libra, and Libras, they seek balance within. Their best relationship as a Libra is the relationship with themselves.
Right.
And being a North Node Libra with the DC, even with the last person we spoke to, the best relationship is the relationship with themselves. is the best one they can have. So when they have a good relationship with themselves, they are able to have a relationship with others very easily. But imagine if she doesn't have it with herself, all her relationships will fail, not just in love, but also in friendship and business.
Mm-hmm.
She's here to learn everything about relationship, not just in love. Remember that. Relationship is like, and how can I learn about yours first?
Right.
She has a lot here coming ahead. I mean, she has great success in the area of career, even in the future here as well. Possibly, maybe in the long future, there's another possible move to another country as well. We're talking about maybe in 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Another move, far distance.
Yeah. That doesn't surprise me. She's a world traveler.
Yeah. She's a Sagittarius, so even her moon is about to enter there. She's been going through maybe some times in her life, maybe understanding more about her emotions too lately in the last 2 years. The moon is about to enter Sagittarius in about 4 months. It's a time to celebrate. It's a time to even travel or socialize more with different cultures as well, or even online or in person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the last 2 years, I mean, it has been rough for I think every young person, a teenager. We moved to Panama when Zoe was 16, and it
Yeah,
was
there you go. That's it.
yeah, and it was very
That's the
difficult.
transformation.
Yeah, it was very difficult having building any relationships, especially because COVID came right soon after our move. And at first we were in the beach areas. There was not many young people there. And now that we're in this city, she is being able to expand with her friendships here. But, of course, she has to still be careful because COVID is still, a risk out there. So, um,
Yeah.
yeah, Rob just mentioned that she's been to over 30 different countries already
Yeah,
at
because
the age of
she's an
19.
ascending. Yeah, she's an ascending Sagittarius, so she's not meant to be living, or even. Here's the thing: it's like when we relate as a Sagittarius, it's like we're always traveling worldwide, but long distance. If it's Gemini, it's always locally in the same country, like okay, from Texas to New York. If it was Gemini, but being
Mm-hmm.
a Sagittarius, you don't have the energy of being in one place or even in your own country. You will live somewhere else or travel a lot
Mm-hmm.
many times.
Yeah.
Sagittarius is a traveler, and her south node is Sagittarius. So she was a Sagittarius in the past life. She's bringing that energy back again.
Mm-hmm.
She's a North Node Gemini. Oh my God, I forgot that she's also not only at the DC, but being a North Node Gemini. She can overthink too much. Her mind sometimes can take over her. Um, she likes to speak a lot, or she likes to read a lot, or to write a lot. She desires to express herself a lot in that form, possibly,
Mm-hmm.
but she has to be very cautious on her mind taking over her. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I hope
And
I hope you heeded all that, Zoe, and and learn from that. Take notes there.
anyone else?
Yeah, I have. We have. Okay, Toya.
All right, let me edit.
Okay, Toya.
Toya
Mm-hmm.
was born.
August 12th, 1992. I mean 1982.
Okay, 1982.
10:32 a.m.
Okay, perfect. And location.
Location is Danbury, Connecticut.
All right, so that's USA.
Mm-hmm.
D
Dan
A N
Bury.
B
U
U
R Y.
R Y.
Yeah, Connecticut, right there.
Right there. Okay. Let me go to her natal before I go
And
to
her name is
progress.
Latoya, but everybody calls her Toya. So if that makes a difference, I don't think.
No, the name. We need the coordinates of the location. We can call her whatever.
Okay.
we need the coordinates. So Latoya, huh? Okay.
Yeah. And female.
Wow. My head won't stop vibrating with these charts. Let me see here. Oh, how old is she?
How old are you, Toya?
82. She's still in her 30s.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's 38, 39. Somewhere around there. Yeah. Okay. This Latoya, she's a female, correct? Yes,
Yes.
she is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Her purpose in life is to be a mother. Her purpose in life is to have children. Her purpose in life is to take care of her children. In the beginning, in the first years of her life, though, in the second year of and the second part of her life is a different purpose, and I'll explain why here. It's very strong because wow, she might have some confusions when she was growing up related to being a mom or and having a work business. So she has a North Node in Cancer. Any woman that has a North Node in Cancer, or even men as well, their purpose in life is to have a home and a family, or have children, or relate to children. But 90% of the time is having children. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, at the same time, the North Node is in conjunction with the Midheaven, which is in the area of career. So if she tries to have some type of business at a very early age, say in her 20s or 30s, say if she was trying to build a business and not having that foundation from home, it would not work out. I think what me seeing here is if she has the home and raises her kids or has kids and everything is settled, then she can actually emerge in her 40s and 50s on having a business, because she used to be a Capricorn in a past life. So whenever a woman that is a North Node Cancer and a South Node Capricorn, let's say this is how it plays out. In her past life, she was always a businesswoman, or hard work for her money and everything. You know, she was codependent on herself, and she didn't want no family. She wanted no kids. Many lifetimes, life after life. And then it's like her soul said, well, now I want to be a mother. I'm tired of doing the same thing. Now I want to experience something different. And now she wants to experience to be a mother in this lifetime. So her purpose in life here, as we're speaking, is related to home, children, or being a mother. And then she can actually go back to what she used to be in a past life, which will be a businesswoman of some kind, or having a business, but major success in business. I mean, major success. But she cannot have that success unless she has the foundation of having something related to children.
Mm-hmm. She says in the chat that you're right. Of course, we know that, right? And she said that
Yeah,
she
like
actually used to teach children. That she does,
okay.
She does want that, and she actually used to teach children. She said basically, you're right on it.
Yeah, purpose in life with children. Like, see, even that she plays a role as a mother, so she comes as nurturing children. So she's a North Node Cancer, so she's very empathic, intuitive, but she desires to nurture, to take care of others, even sometimes more than herself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's being, and she's very deeply emotional. Like she's too much Cancer energy with the North Node. It's whenever we work with North Nodes, it's like it desires to be. So imagine this: if you have a woman that is a Cancer and then a North Node Cancer, it's way different. They're different characters. The woman is being a Sun Cancer. She's born as a Cancerian woman, just a normal one. That's it. She's already the mother, and she has all those aspects of her life related to Cancer. When a woman is born as a North Node Cancer, she desires to be that more than just any other Cancer. It's having like an iPhone. An iPhone is a Cancer. A North Node Cancer is an iPhone Plus.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like she's more exalted, desires, she craves to nurture children or to be something related with home as well. I can see here that she can be very successful in the area of home or working from home as a business. Mm-hmm. She's a Leo, so she brings a lot of leadership as well too, and she's an ascending Libra. And also, this woman had a lot of possible issues in relationship in her past because she also has a Saturn in Libra, just like your daughter has right now when she was born. She's the same thing too when she was born. See that? She has a Saturn in Libra and she's an ascending Libra. So she has some type of level of also desiring to be in a relationship, or maybe she's having issues not being codependent with others. But she had also a lot of transformation in marriage, endings in marriage of some type, of some kind, and lessons maybe in her, again, 20s and 30s. Mm-hmm. Maybe if she's still having them, it's because she has not completed her Saturn role as a Libra Saturn. Now, her Lilith is in Capricorn. And she has a South Node. This woman, she brings something from her past. Give me 1 second. This woman in a past life, she was afraid of speaking or expressing herself. And maybe she might have some challenges in this lifetime related to expressing or speaking or writing. Or she gets influenced very easily in a negative way because Lilith is in Gemini, the 3rd house. Not only that, oh my God. She gets influenced very easily by men with an illusion of some kind in marriage. They can easily pursue to her like with sweet talk, and she falls for it, but they wear a mask and they're not being truth to themselves. And then she believes that. She has a lot of form of being dreamy in relationships. So she can easily fall in love very easily. And that's what she needs to be very careful, because sometimes these men that she's falling in love with, they don't show to be what they show to be, what they're pretending to be, or something else. But she brings that from a past life a lot. She has destiny with someone in relationship. Wow. She has a vertex in the 7th house when she was born. That means that she has a destiny with someone. Who it is, the only time will tell, because of this Saturn in Libra.
She has destiny with. She says she's in a relationship now. So she said you're basically spot on. She's in a relationship now, and she has like told him that she wanted children and things like that. So how is that?
She has to be very careful. Yeah, she has to be very careful. Any woman or man that has a Saturn in Libra, say your relationships, they fail, they broke up, or they hurt you, it's not recommended to go back to any old relationships. Any relationship that is not stable or it doesn't fulfill their needs and what they really need according to their purpose, or being that Libra, which is balance. Libra, remember, it symbolizes balance within the masculine and feminine energies. If there's no balance in the relationship of some kind, Saturn comes and destroys that relationship. Mm-hmm. It just gets rid of it. And she has Pluto, where it comes to a form of death, endings, very easily. So she can easily be hurt or manipulated in relationship. The best way to deal with these alignments is to really, really value herself. I mean, to the extreme, and not to settle for less. Right. Having a balance with someone, whoever that individual is, any type of, again, we go with codependency, or the person tries to take charge of the woman, or even the woman tries to take charge of the man. Everything needs to be mutual, is balance, mutual understanding, mutual honesty, mutual loyalty, mutual love, and also unconditional love, where that person loves himself and it shares the love with that person rather than being codependent. these alignments that I see with these women, is with her. Like I work with so many women from all over the world. When I see this, they don't have very much success in relationships unless they learn their lesson on what they really need and to accept what they really need and not to lie to themselves. So whatever relationship she's dealing with now, if it's not well balanced, it can come very easily. Or she has that ping pong in and out, in and out, and then she's learning a lesson from that.
Hmm. She's
But whenever I see that vertex, it means that she has a destiny with someone. So it doesn't matter the choices that she makes, no matter what, it will lead her to her destiny with being with that person. But sometimes she has to learn about relationships or learn about herself before it gets to that destiny in relationship. It could be in her 40s or 50s before it even finds it. Who knows? It's just unpredictable when it comes to vertex.
Yeah. She says she is totally amazed. She said thank you so much, and she is hearing and taking everything you say. She says that she feels like she has balance now with the relationship that she's in currently, but she definitely is amazed with your with listening, and so much of it has hit home with her.
Okay, well, before I even finished,
Hmm.
there's something very important I get to tell her.
Definitely.
That right, okay, and I'm not the one that really likes to give news to others when it comes to astrology because, everything is a black and white when it comes to astrology. Right
Hmm.
now, she's in a season where she's in Scorpio, 9 months. So, you know, there could be some things happening in her life to transform her. Related to what? Relationship. She has a huge Chiron in the seventh house. So right now, Chiron is just looking any way to influence itself so she can get wounded. I understand that she's well balanced in her relationship, but here's the thing. Don't underestimate these alignments because things can change very rapidly like this with a light bulb because Uranus is there. So things can change and be revealed and just be open to what
Hmm.
might happen. But right now, currently as we're speaking, she's in a season that could be very transformative because she's progressing even on she's an ascending Scorpio, and very soon she's going to become a Libra, in 2 years. So she's coming much more into that higher form of dealing with Libra energy in the next 2 years. Starting in 2 years, she becomes a very strong Libra, but she needs to transform before that.
Hmm.
My advice before I finish this reading is that you need to be very truthful to yourself and really what you deserve and what you want and what you need in your life and relationships, and accept that that's what it is, and to let go whatever it corresponds with your being, you as an individual and what you need. Because if you force any relationships, I'm sorry to tell you, but you will feel very deeply wounded.
Yeah.
So you have to be, no one can actually tell you who you are. You know who you are, you accept who you are and what you deserve in life. But if you have any ways of being insecure about your relationship and then you decide not to look at that, that's when a big issue can come.
Yeah.
Okay.
She said that you're right. You're right on it. She's going through certain things in her life right now, but she will definitely take your advice and listen to what you have to say. It's very understandable to her. She gets exactly what you're saying.
She still has a year and a half of this season. So in a year and a half, a lot of things can change according to what I just said. Within a year and a half, not till the year and a half passes by, then it becomes mild. But right now, it's on heat. It's on fire.
Hmm. Yep. So hang in there, girl. Hang in there.
Just value yourself and don't
Absolutely.
take don't settle for less. That's all I can tell. Do
Yeah,
not
for
settle for
sure.
less.
Yep.
Yeah, and don't just take what you deserve.
That's right. That's right. Um,
Anyone else?
actually, I just want to give you a shout out from Fonz. He's in the room, and he's just
All right, it
yeah.
was.
And he is, also stated in there that a private reading is awesome. He actually got to experience a reading with Miguel and was amazed. So, and Toya did say that she will not settle won't settle for anything. So she'll make sure that she heeds your advice. Is there
Good.
anyone else? If so, we just need you to drop your full date of birth, including the year, your time of birth, and your place of birth, your location. If somebody wants to drop that. Fawn says he's scheduling one for his wife and sister because it was that powerful. And we'll drop a link in the chat because Miguel does have some holiday specials going on. Do you want to
tell
tell
him
us
I have the
those?
holiday special. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tell him I got the holiday special.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us what what the special
is?
Yeah.
The holiday special is right here. So when you go to my site, look for the silver deep clarity package, which is 50% off. So it's 4 sessions, 4 hours. You can either use as astrology, or I also do Lenormand readings, and it's $277. Plus it has a 30-minute follow-up meeting as well.
Mm-hmm. And it is definitely worth everything, and with the 50% off, that's a great value. Zoe has put the link in the chat, so all right, thank you for joining us. And we do have a my baby's daughter would like a reading. Her name is Victoria, but she's not the Victoria in the chat.
That's fine. It doesn't matter. We'll call her Victoria.
Okay.
All right. Female. So she's a female, and what's the birthday?
Yep. Her birthday is, let me find it. My baby's baby, drop her birthday, please. I believe it's August 4th, 2003. Her time would be 11:08
p.m. or a.m.
My baby's baby, I need Victoria's information. August 4th, 2003. What time, please? 11:08. Is that a.m. or p.m.? Give her a second. There's just a little delay.
Yeah.
Her location I can give you if you want to put that in. A.m. 11:08 a.m.
Okay. And then we need a location.
New Rochelle, Rochelle.
R-O.
It's new. It's new in front of that. New. Miguel, it's new.
Oh, how do you spell the town again?
It's new, N-E-W, and space R-O-C-H.
R-O-C-H.
E-L-L-E right there at the top, New York.
Okay, got it. Let's see. For Victoria, let's look at her natal. Okay, she's very young as well, too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's verify the information because I'm seeing a lot of duplicates here. So it's August 4th, 2003 at 11:08 a.m., right? At New Rochelle, New York.
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
She's also an ascending Libra, and she's a Leo. But this Leo woman, it's going to be very famous among women. Women, it's like she has this huge spotlight in the feminine community in the with females. Um, she can have very great success as a talk show host, some type of her expressing herself to others in a creative way. Also, she can become very successful in this career by helping those in need that need healing or nurturing. But there's one challenge here: detachment with material world.
Mm-hmm.
She's a North Node Taurus, so she likes the luxury, the good life, but also she can become very attached to it because Lilith is there. Look at this. Look at Lilith right next to this North Node in Taurus. So, and not only that, it's in Scorpio, more material world. So she will be influenced. She will be influenced by material, and she will be influenced to see that everything that she has is not even hers. It comes from God. Mm-hmm. Very deep influence. It's like she will be influenced by the negative aspects of astrology, where like her ego might get in the way because there's a lot of fame and career here, but then she can lose that very easily if she actually becomes attached or she feels like she's indestructible. Mm-hmm. She can lose everything like that. It's like she's one of those persons that she can become rich at a very young age. I say here, according to maybe her 30s or 40s, which is not late success, mm-hmm. but she can lose that very instantly. And that is due to Lilith being in Taurus. So in the North Node in there, a lot of influence when it comes to the material world. Like having, again, the good things in life, having fancy cars, jewelry, and having money in your bank account. But how much are you grateful for that? How much do you actually come to know that that is giving to you and it's not yours really? How much are you willing to accept that that you can actually lose that very easily? Fear of losing money is very deep here in this chart. Mm-hmm. Very deep. It can come as a form of an addiction to money. I'm saying this because of these placements. I don't know about her age right now because she's still very young, but as she gets older, she needs to understand that she has nothing and she cannot do nothing and she cannot accomplish anything without God. Mm-hmm. Source, universe. Because of this, she has a very strong public image in the future. She has a Chiron in the DC line. I'm sorry, a Chiron in the IC. She possibly has a wound related to mom or at home of some kind. And also she has a Saturn in Cancer, so she might have some karma with mom that she needs to learn because Chiron is actually opposing Saturn. So there's wounds that possibly went maybe when she was little, or maybe there was something for her to learn about related being nurtured or not being nurtured. Mm-hmm. There's possible wounds here for this girl related to mom or home, something in even father, because Saturn is the father as well too. Mm-hmm. Father or mom or both. Because she has a Neptune in the 4th house, and there was a time that she thought that she had this strong illusion at her home that this was how it was going to be, say, very beautiful, or, wishes and dreams come true. And it gave her just a form of illusion that it was not real. And then when she came to reality, it possibly wounded her. Mm-hmm. One thing that I have to give props to this woman is she is the perfect spouse. The reason why I call her the perfect spouse is because she has Juno in the first house, where she's a Juno woman, and Juno is all about loyalty, commitment, honesty. So the only way that her relationships will work out if that partner brings that to the table, or else they will not work out. It's almost like also she has some type of restriction in relationships, but not so much. It's just that she needs to accept that she's who she is as being loyal. So this woman can be, it's like she's one of the most high trusted women. She's Juno, so she doesn't betray. She doesn't backstab anyone. She is very loyal. I mean, she's honest and sincere. It's just that people might take advantage of that, so she needs to be very careful of who she actually shares her loyalty and honesty with, because it might not come in return. Why? Because it's a Scorpio, and the moon is there, so she can easily be betrayed by women, especially. Mm-hmm. But she's a Libra as well, so she's very committed. She has a vertex in the 7th house, so she also has destiny. But as she gets older, this North Node and this Lilith will come into progression here as she gets older here. So she has to be very, very cautious in her relationships when it comes to men, because they can become very addictive to her, manipulative, or abusive sexually, mentally, or emotionally. She has to be very cautious with relationship, and that's where the Juno reflects on her. So she's being placed with a Juno in herself to understand that that's what she is. And again, not to settle for less, but she has alignments that can bring her not just wounds, but more like abuse from men. But then after that, she sees men differently, and then it gets in the way of finding relationship.
Yeah.
Purpose in life is to work for her own money. Her purpose in life is not to work for, not to be codependent of a man, especially in marriage that brings money. Her purpose in life is to be a hard worker and make her own money with her own efforts. But as long as she has a balance that she doesn't get attached, because that money can come very strongly as she gets older, like more like wealthy, rich, or very, very financially secure. But if she actually lets her ego get in the way, again, she can lose that very easily.
Right. That's very understandable. So and it's been mentioned in the comments too that it's good that when you have to put in, break some like bad news, that you put a positive spin on it and let people know basically how they can overcome.
Yeah, they can change
obstacles. That. Right.
Yeah, they changed that. It's their choice. It's her choice. Either she could be attached to money or not. It's her choice to see herself how loyal she is, so not to settle for less in relationships as well. It's her choice. Mm-hmm. And then whatever happened at home, she needs to understand that was meant to happen. Anything that got wounds from home, or her father or mother in some kind of way, or maybe related to some woman, whatever, it was meant for her. So astrology, what it helps us is to understand that whatever we went through, it was meant to happen. How we embrace and accept that is the key, because we become more peaceful and lovable with ourselves, rather than sabotaging ourselves or others, or judging others or ourselves. Mm-hmm. Because whenever we judge ourselves, we're judging God.
Right.
Or whenever we judge the other person as well too, is judging God. So that brings lower vibrations. But whenever she comes to acceptance that whatever happened, she becomes at peace with herself. And then everything else in astrology is a form of choice, how she wants to influence her planets. Mm-hmm. Now let's see what she's going through right now in progress. It's good to give her a way of awareness, the character that she is, and then she chooses how to handle that. It's her choice how she lives her life. Right now, wow. See, as I was speaking, the North Node and Lilith has officially entered her 7th house. See that? So now, the relationships can be very, she has to be very intuitive, not dreamy. She needs to be very well grounded on making the decision on all relationships, not just in love, but also in money. In the next years coming ahead, like in her all her 20s and 30s. She needs to be very, very like, I'm trying to find the word. She needs to be very careful on the decisions that she makes in relationships, and not to trust very easily, because it could bring issues. And whenever I see placements like this, it comes with a purpose. Because remember, the North Node amplifies. It's like it brings an explosion, like a lot of energy around it. So it amplifies very big. And you see how it's getting closer with Lilith. So it's coming very close in the 7th house. What does it want to bring? It wants to bring a partner that is either manipulative or is abusive or addicted to her of some kind, or maybe she's addicted to that person. And the North Node is bringing that energy. So she needs to stay very well grounded and not just, again, pick just anyone or anything very easily when it comes to relationships.
Her mother in here said she went through a traumatic event and has bad anxiety over that. Can you offer any advice of how she can heal from that experience that she recently went through?
How long ago was that?
Right at a year, I believe. You can confirm that, but about a year ago. Yeah.
Okay, right now, here's the thing that's happening in her life. She's about to come as an ascending Scorpio, so her Scorpio is already ruling her first house. So as she's getting older, she's going to have some type of awakening. It could be through those anxieties. It could be through emotional problems as well, because Scorpio is water. The best thing for her to do is that it's okay for her to go through that. It's just that she needs to become aware on how just to work with it and learn how to handle it. I can tell you right now that the anxiety will not go away unless she understands that that's what needs to happen to her, because it's like confronting fears or anxiety. The more that we run away from it, the more it chases us. It's just that she needs to learn more how to sit with herself and go through it alone as well. No one can be the healer of that for herself, or even in some therapies or anything, because they're just patching it. She needs to go within. Yeah. Because right now, her progressed moon has officially entered Cancer. I can tell you right now, you have to be very aware that your emotions are going to become very high. I mean, there's going to be so much water around you, because Cancer is water and the moon rules Cancer. So there's an experience for you to go through emotionally to transform. But it's like you're learning how to deal with this anxiety and becoming a master of that. Because remember, in her career, there's something related to helping the ones in need, and it comes emotionally. So it's like she's becoming the master of her emotions to teach others. And the best way for you to learn is to go through that and understand that you're learning how to heal that within yourself. And no one else is healing that for you. It's you. But how you're healing that is understanding it, that you go through it, you sit with it, and it's any type of fears or anxiety, it's all separated from us. The only thing that is within ourselves is love. So whenever we go through those things, it's things that are affecting on the outside, and then we feed it some type of energy, and then we go through it. But if she actually becomes strong within, that love is all there is, those anxieties and those emotions will just linger around her, and she'll have a smile on her face, and everything will just be on the outside. Yeah. It's that she's letting it in herself. But she needs to understand that nothing can get through love.
Yeah, that experience that she went through was September 13th of 2020, that she went through a very life-changing experience that could have resulted in her life being taken. So
right now, Lilith is in the North Node, so there's a lot of influences, and in the Libra energy is related to her mind. She can become very indecisive about the decisions that she needs to make. She needs to understand that what you give power to, it takes over you. Mm-hmm. And she's giving power to these energies from Lilith in her mind. And she's learning about being a Scorpio as well. but also it's more like emotionally more than mentally. If she needs to cry, cry it out, and don't feel ashamed or it's a bad thing, or it's like, also with her, she cannot sabotage herself on why she's feeling like this or going through this. It's okay. She needs to nurture herself a lot on what she's going through. And then the peace comes within, and the love just comes and awakens her soul, and she will transform. She has placements of, being some type of nurturing or healer for the public. But of course, how can you be that if you don't learn about yourself?
Right, exactly.
It's okay. It's just temporarily.
Mm-hmm.
She just needs to understand that that's what she's becoming, and life is teaching her those things to become that. It's okay. I don't see anything here that I'm more like, the only thing that I see here is just the material. More of her emotions is like it's her season of her life that she's dealing with that, but it will go away.
Yeah. Yeah. Her mom says that's so true and that's awesome. Yes, the nurturing of oneself. Victoria and her thanks you very much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just she needs to nurture herself and not judge herself, or ask why is this happening to her, why is she feeling, it's like feeling bad about herself or feeling bad about the situation. If you do that, you amplify that energy even more, and then it takes over you. It's better to nurture that and nurture yourself and bring peace and love in your heart, and then it just passes by. It separates from it. You separate from it. It cannot take over you anymore. The only one that you're letting these anxieties attacks are coming is due to something being triggered in the mind or the subconscious mind, but that's because she's very sensitive emotionally with water energetically. So she's amplifying that even more on the way that she feels. So her mind is kind of like putting signals in her on to feel that. But if she separates herself from her thoughts and becomes the watcher and the observer, then that goes away. It's a choice
Mm-hmm.
as well.
Yeah.
It takes practice with her, but she needs to practice on. She needs to understand that her thoughts don't control her emotions. She needs to control them.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you do that? You watch them. You just separate yourself. You don't run away from them. You need to sit with them and see them, flow with them. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to let out your shouting, let it out. Experience their emotion, but don't run away from it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and I, everybody is amazed and thanks you so much. I just want to, first of all, thank everybody for joining us today because we do have our very, very special guest, Miguel Angel. Um, his link is going to be dropped in the chat for you guys. Please also make sure that you follow, share, and tell a friend to tell a friend because we'll have lots of interesting things on. Make sure that you go to Miguel's site. He does have a 50% off holiday special for everyone. And Miguel, a lot of the people in our chat now are people who are involved in blockchain 420 in one way or the other. And so Rob would just like you to just kind of briefly tell everybody what you saw as far as mine and Rob's reading goes, as far as the future and finance and business, so that you can share with them. And again, these readings are random. Anyone was asked to put in their information to get a sample reading, and Miguel knew nothing about people that were going to be in the chat or not in the chat. Nothing was pre-planned or anything like that. And even with mine and Rob's reading, I just knew him personally from being here in Panama. But as far as anything personal, we weren't even connected on any social media platforms or anything. And he told me stuff that literally no one, except for Rob and Zoe, knew in this, in this whole entire country that I'm in. And I've never ever posted on social media about a lot of things that he was able to touch on in my life. So, and other people who's had a reading from him personally, like an in-depth reading, Crypto Des, my baby's baby, young Fonz. They've all had personal readings as well as myself and Rob. And I guarantee you that everyone will tell you that he is, dead on with everything that he says. So when he tells us something in the future, then I definitely listen closely to everything. So Rob just wants you to share a little about what you told us as far as the finance and the future goes for
Okay,
us
so
as a team.
all right, so I got Robert here's chart, and Robert has, okay, number one, he's born as a Capricorn, so he's a businessman. And not only that, he has a moon in Capricorn, so he works very hard for business. And it's right here. I'm going to zoom in. This is his sun, the moon, and Mercury. So he has strong communication skills in dealing and business, works very hard, and the Capricorn energy just brings that all the aspects around him being a hard worker. Now, that's the number one thing that I saw when I looked at his chart. What really amazed me is that what he has in his first house, and again, the first house represents us. So he has the parts of fortune and Jupiter in conjunction with the ascendant. When I saw that, it's the natal, so it's birth. That means it could be any time in his lifetime. That means that when you have a part of fortune, which symbolizes nothing but wealth, and Jupiter is the second wealthiest aspect in astrology, and is all in conjunction with his ascendant, I said, this man is going to be rich in this lifetime. No matter what, he's going to be rich. And it's all through his hard work efforts, like the effort that he puts in his work. Now, related to what? Well, he has a Uranus cusping the first house, which is automatically in the first house when it's cusping. So technology. Uranus is the planet of technology, and also relates to humanitarian because it's Aquarius. So humanitarian technology, it's very strong within him. It's like having a Uranus in the first house. That means that you're very talented and unique on what you do. It's inventive. So when I saw that, what is that related to? His purpose in life is actually in North Node Aries, which Aries are the ones that can pursue or sell very easily, and because they have that leadership energy. But Aries, they're very good. They're the best sales carsmen because they know how to talk to people in negotiations. Okay, now he has a North Node in the 8th house, which is Scorpio. That means in the past life, I saw that he was very rich because it's in the 2nd house, his past life, which is Taurus. So I told him, listen, like in a past life, you were very rich, but in this lifetime, he chose to experience to be rich in a different way. And what way? He chose to experience what it is not to have at a very young age or even growing up, where now he has alignments of life success, which is right now. His life success is his current age. So when I found out what he was doing with all these businesses, I'm like, he's aligned with it. It's the perfect time. Where Robert is heading is here. So now we're going to look into how he's been evolving with those alignments that I just spoke about. So we're going to go to the progress chart. And when we look in the progress chart, it's like the Jupiter. It's actually progressing now into the 11th house, but as time progresses, as the minutes, days, and weeks, and months, and years keep going more and more, he's heading towards becoming a very well-known person. Like once this Jupiter enters the 10th house and hits the mid-heaven, this line, especially at his current age, I told him that he will be in a magazine or in television or very well-known of some kind of way of his public image related to whatever he invests his mind into, his efforts.
And when we did have our reading, Miguel did not know anything about Blockchain 420, the Love Care Coin, the Higher Love Foundation, nor did he know that we're currently doing an interview and pictures for Forbes magazine currently right now. And he did not know any of that before. Yeah.
Right now, he has a Jupiter in the 11th house where he brings expansion in public, in technology, it's like Jupiter wants to give him everything related to technology, people, freedom, helping others as a humanitarian. It's like Jupiter saying, make a wish and I'll give it to you. So it's just there, but it's heading into the 10th house, which is career, public image. So it's getting higher. It's not even in one. It's getting higher. So he's heading towards success, like very high success. This is what I saw in astrology, and I told him that. I guess when you sent me the chart, I said Robert was built for success. That's what he was built for. That's why he came here, to experience what it is to work very hard through his own efforts, through his own inventive ways of doing things, unique way. And that way, when he grows up, he has everything to like share with others, or to teach others, or to teach, like just expansion, because Jupiter is teaching as well. And he had a rough life, and he knows what it is not to have, but he has this huge, deep desire, which is the North Node, to show others how to be leaders, because he became a leader himself. It's getting higher, okay?
Yep, and that's exactly his goal, is to make leaders and have financial freedom, which leads to freedom of a lot of things for the world. So he does want to share his gift with everyone.
He's a North Node Scorpio. So imagine this: many lifetimes he was rich, but he was never happy, or he wanted to always be rich every lifetime. But in this lifetime, he chose to experience something different. But the only way his richness can only be activated, it's more about what he gives to others. If he shares everything with others, the universe just rewards him, and it gives him more to give. It's like the way for him to receive, because Scorpio relates to material. The Taurus relates to material, but the differences between the Taurus and Scorpio and the material is when, like, through how generous you are, how much you help others, the universe gives you more. Where in a past life, he kind of gained his riches, but more about himself. In this lifetime, he chose to do that differently. Now it's the opposite. Now he wants to become, he has a desire to become wealthy, rich, but not for himself, for others.
All right. Right.
It's for others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
the North of Scorpio does that.
Yeah, that's absolute fact for sure.
And then yours, let me see, Samantha. Here we go. When I saw your chart in your progress, look, your North Node is progressing in the same as he was born. So you are also, it's like he was that when he was born. Now you're progressing with it, where now you're matching his purpose. Your purpose is also to be helping others through material wealth, or just giving those in need. But right now, when I remember, I told you, like, you have the parts of fortune progressing right on the DC, which is relationship. That means that the way that you can become very successful related to that purpose is with your spouse. Mm-hmm. Remember, I told you, like, is if you unite with your spouse in partnership in business, or have the same ideas, it grows very big. And it's also in Capricorn, related to business. This DC line right here is relationship. Capricorn is business. Parts of fortune is wealth. You put them all combined. Partnership and business makes you wealthy. Like, it gives you everything. Mm-hmm. So the partnership is what's going to come with, like, or else it's not as strong.
Mm-hmm. What do you see like, as the timeline? What is it showing for like the success for the business?
Well, if I go back to, I think with Robert, he's the one that has. Let me go to his. Let's look at transits. Transits, I haven't brought them up here in these readings, but I'll show you transits, what it shows up in the sky happening right now for him. So he's coming well aligned with that event that is coming next year. So something, it's strong with the next year for him in the area of, look, I'll show you. Let's bring the transits, which will be the green planets. And here it is. Mm-hmm. So here is what's happening up in the sky right now. We're in the Sagittarius season because it's December. Mercury's in Sagittarius. Venus is in Capricorn. Pluto's in Capricorn. This is what's happening up in the sky for all of us. Well, transits, they align with our planets in a natal and it creates events. So for him, what really amazes me is he has the North Node very close to the midheaven. And the North Node is actually hitting Taurus. So early, like sometime next year, early next year, I don't know, like maybe spring, that North Node comes in conjunction here because it takes 18 years to go around the wheel. So the slower it is, the more impactful. So his purpose begins very strongly. Like even if he's doing it right now, like early spring or late spring, it's like, boom, something happens in the area of finances, in the area of public image, in the area of career that becomes very strong. And then as that progresses, when it hits, see, when this T hits Uranus with this little symbol right here, this is Uranus right here. That is the huge event when it comes to currency, electronic currency or technology for the whole world. Well, with him, it starts early, but then when it becomes worldwide, he'll be aligned with it. So that's why I say it will benefit him a lot. Mm-hmm. Why? Because this activation just took place. So Robert actually is one of the examples that whatever he's really related to financially, it will grow. Now, if it's crypto or whatever he's dealing with, with his coin, and there isn't any aspects of showing anything happening in a negative way. It's more in a positive. Why do I say positive? Because the midheaven is the highest peak of the mountain, is where the sun shines the most. And when you're aligned with the highest peak of the mountain, when the sun shines upon you, then it brings like attention, fame. It gives you power, authority. It gives you leadership. It gives you that strength as a lion. So what does the lion do? Becomes, great leader, mm-hmm. confidence. It roars. And the North Node is hitting that. So it's, for him, it's hitting that. So right now, I can tell you this, there is not even one bit, not even 0.5% in Robert that he has a lack of confidence in himself.
That's true. That's true.
There isn't any. Like right now, he's like jacked up. Mm-hmm. He knows.
Yeah.
It's in him. It's imprinted in him. Mm-hmm. There's no fear. No doubt, nothing.
True.
There isn't anything that, because again, I work with North Nodes, and North Nodes, they desire to be. Mm-hmm. It transforms into it. Imagine that the North Node is like a dragon without a head, and the dragon is always like, devouring or eating, and it never gets filled. So it never fills that void. So what does that mean? I want more, I need more, but it's like, it means what it means to have that need. It's the desire, the passion, the love for it, that nothing or no one can stop you. But, you just know that that's what you are.
Mm-hmm. And that is true. He's very, very confident and knows without a doubt, like, the failure is not even an option. That's not anything that's in his sight. He's always, known that, especially since he's been, so deeply working on this project and to change the world with love and care. So he definitely has been very confident, yeah. And he knows that it will succeed, and everyone attached, to it will be happy.
Oh yeah, like I All the readings that I have done, I've been very direct. I don't like to tell people just to make them feel happy.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, I don't tell people out there for them to feel uncomfortable. It's just that that's what it is. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Rob's charge is, I'm looking actually at a millionaire already.
Yeah.
It's part of his destiny, it's part of his purpose to be rich, to help others, his family, and to show leadership and teach leadership to others.
Mm-hmm.
That's his purpose. That's why he's here.
Yeah. Another thing too, I wanted to bring to people when they do get their private in-depth readings, that we also, moving here from the United States, we knew in our heart that this is where we were supposed to be. When we first moved to Panama, we actually went to the beach area, and it was great, and we felt like that was almost where we needed to be. But then we came to the city, and this is like, this has the feeling for us. This is where we belong, is what we thought in our heart. And then I found out that Miguel was able to actually, he can put in like a location or whatever to tell you if that's where you actually belong. So I thought that was a great thing too, that you were able
Yeah,
to pull up and show us as well.
it's called astrocartography, where we are aligned with a certain planet that it brings us that energy, and then we influence it, or it can influence us if we let it, but we learn from it. So wherever we are aligned with the planet, we can be very successful in different parts of the world.
Yeah. And when we were talking about a place to move, we had a list of places, and Panama was not on our list at all. And it just, we were even getting paperwork and stuff ready to expat to a different country, when all of a sudden it was like a light went off to both of us. And I was like, hey, maybe we should look at Panama. And we started researching, and more it just became like that was the place that we both felt like that we should be, and we were drawn to. So and we're very happy with our choices. So and then after you confirm that for us, that this is where we do belong, that just that was just like an exclamation point at the end of the sentence.
Yeah, I live in Panama because I'm aligned with Venus.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Venus is here for me. So it brings love, creativity, passion.
Mm-hmm.
It brings me that joy.
Yeah, and Rob says to tell you, thank you so much. He doesn't like to speak about himself because it sounds egotistical.
Yeah.
But he's
Well,
confident for sure that that the
yeah,
ancestors are moving him.
yeah. It's who. One thing I can tell you, like, that's who you are. This is who you are. So you
Mm-hmm.
accept it, you embrace it, but from a place of love, because
Mm-hmm.
that's your truth.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
who you are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
that's who you are.
So I just do want to encourage everyone to make sure you check out Miguel's website. The link is in the chat there. And do remember that right now he has a 50% off holiday special going on. So make sure you take advantage of that, because you are promised that you won't regret it. And if you want to buy somebody a hard to find, hard to find gift person, hard to gift a person something, somebody that has
Yeah.
everything. Yeah. It makes an amazing gift, because we have actually gifted some people who have been blessed and amazed by their readings as well. So, does anyone have any questions or anything for Miguel at this point? And thank you all for joining us. Please, here on Twitch, please follow here my page, Miss Blockchain 420. Make sure you follow Rob's at Blockchain 420. He does stream on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday evenings, typically at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. to give updates and just general information. So just make sure that you follow him. My typical stream is Tuesdays at 7 p.m. And then I'm going to pretty much probably start doing Saturdays this time and my talk show is random. I go anywhere from life in Panama to, speaking to world famous astrologers. So you never know what you're going to find here. So just make sure that you join us. If you're joining us from Facebook or YouTube, make sure you come to Twitch so that you can join into the chat while we're live also. Miguel, is there any other things that you want to add for us?
I think we cover.
Do you want to pop back up so people can see you?
Oh yeah, sure. Here I am.
Great. Yeah, and actually, if you come out to visit us in Panama and you go to Coronado Bay to Dreams in Panama, it's dreamsinpanama.com if you're interested in coming to visit us. Panama is a wonderful place, and the greatest thing is when you come out to visit our great resort is that you get to meet Miguel in person. So if there is no other questions, I just want to thank you, Miguel, so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
I know your time is valuable, and I really appreciate you coming in and sharing your gift with us today.
Thank you so much for having me here. I appreciate you as well. I had so much fun. I really love doing this.
Yeah, you're welcome. I can tell, and I think it makes a huge difference too when you when you find your calling, whatever it may be, you with your astrology, Rob with his changing the world as far as the technology and finance goes. I think that it's great when you find your niche in life and that you're able to actually make a living and make a career out of what you love to do. That's so important. If you love to be a cashier at Walmart, then go for it. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's great when you can have a job that you truly love. It makes a world of difference. So, and I know that you enjoy your career and your.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love so much. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, thank you. Everyone thanks you. People are very happy. I see the chat going. I haven't been able to catch up with a lot of it, but my mods are talking back and forth to people. Everyone does have your link. So
thank you.
Hopefully you'll get some visitors and everything. And again, I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you as well.
Until next time, we'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for joining. I'm just saying.